Okay, well, good morning, everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Andres. I am a primary and secondary teacher. Well, um, I am very yeah, interested in this debate because, well, AI is such a interesting topic to discuss. Yeah. So, well, um, before starting, I want to know your names, your roles, please.
Okay,
Hello,
hello,
Lydia.
my name is Lydia and I am a student. And well, particularly in my case, I'm very excited about using AI in the classes, especially in the English classes, because it helps me a lot with my homework. When I don't know the grammar, for example, I can ask it and it gives me instant help that and what I like the most is that it's very fast and it always gives me clear explanations. So, in my opinion, it's a really good tool. I think it should be that you, as teachers, should allow us to use technology like this in the classroom.
Oh well, but Lydia, some teachers don't even know how to use AI. Yeah, so that's the
Yes,
problem. Second, mm, they don't like well. Not all the teachers, but some teachers they don't like to use technology in the classroom. Uh, what I mean, they don't use like projectors or their cell phones, so they're still use the blackboard, well, the whiteboard. Sorry. So
yes,
well, I
I
think.
understand that. It's a great challenge for you as teacher as well. Yes, I understand that. But I think that you should start like teaching us um I don't know, maybe we can get some bridges to overcome those problems. Maybe you should start studying, for example, to teach us better.
Okay.
um
Okay, so,
Uh,
so okay,
I
go ahead.
think that, okay. I think that for some teachers it could be a difficult issue to manage inside a classroom. Okay, but for me as a student, uh, I think that teachers shouldn't uh, ban the use of that because this is a reality. This is a nowadays fact. So we as a students must learn to use that. Uh, for me as a student, I said again, it is a useful tool that help me and give me ideas to spread own uh, my own ideas. So this tool is also a good way to improve my learning.
Okay, so let me jump into it. First of all, I want to introduce myself. My name is James. I am a university professor. I have been teaching English for about 15 or 20 years for a while. So I really like this topic because this is this is a current topic that we need to face every day. So I would like to focus on this statement. It's about loss of deep knowledge. So I think AI is a great tool. It's a great tool, but it's a tool, so you can use it in a wrong way or in a proper way. So I would say I would like to focus on one disadvantage: loss of deep knowledge, because many students say or they ask this question: What do I need to memorize things? because ChatGPT knows everything, so I don't need to memorize things. So I think this is a wrong question because we need to connect ideas. For example, as a teacher, as a student, we need to connect ideas and we need to memorize things in order to train because the brain is like a muscle. We need to train every day. So I think learning about connection things, we need to train memorizing things. So this is my point of view. I don't know, what do you think, guys?
Uh,
Hello, everyone. Yeah, let me introduce myself. My name is Sergio, and I'm acting here as the employer. Well, in my case, before I ask Lydia a question, I'm going to separate this into two different phases. The first is as students, and then as employees, for example. In the case of students, there's something that particularly in my case concerns me a lot, and that is the skills the students are going to miss due to the use of AI. Because we all know if you use AI, that we can create like an over reliance on this tool as the professor said it's a tool, but I know we can over relate that, and that is not something good. Students can miss or can fail a lot more because they are leaving everything to the AI. So in my case, that concerns me a lot because when you are a professional and if you haven't work enough on the skills. For example, writing an email. I know that with AI can be easily done those things, but that is not the idea. They are simple things, but simple in this case means necessary. Another, it's for example the critical skills. The student, I don't think students can be really conscious about what they do and what that means to in terms of the development of their skills. So and the question for me to the question for one of the students that she said like chat GPT or AI in general can give clear explanations of things, but it is well known too that and for example if there's something that the AI is not sure about, it doesn't matter, he or it's still going to come up with an idea even if it's completely wrong. So I don't think it's good to believe in all the things it says because sometimes it's not just accurate. And if we don't know that that can happen, we can just say that is true because it's a machine, because it knows everything. But he doesn't know everything. He just made us think that it knows everything, but it's not the case. Okay, and that's for me for now.
Yes, that's true. I think it's not that the problem is not that we use AI, is how we use it. I think that if teacher teach us how to use it correctly or and in a proper way, it will be great and it won't be a problem. I think that the teacher will always be there to give us feedback. But it's interesting because, for example, when I am at home, I can do extra practice because sometimes I haven't got any ideas, for example, and it can give me ideas to start my essays, for example. And so when I'm feeling stuck, it's a very good tool for me, and also I can check my pronunciation, and I think it's a great tool.
okay, and Lydia, I have a question.
Yes.
When did you start using AI? I mean, what is the ideal age to for a well for the students? Um, This question is not only for you but for everyone. What is the ideal age for students to start using AI in the classroom?
Yeah, I started using it last year. Yes, and I think in secondary school maybe.
Okay, I would like, sorry, I would like to say that this is my opinion as a professor. So I think there is no ideal age. It's about your responsibility. It's about you need to know how to use it properly, because it's not about just lacking your or killing your creativity. It's just about you need to uh, you are looking for a guidance, you are looking for supporting. So this is the key idea. It's not about, because there are people that that are 20 or 25 or 40, and they are not responsible. They are just looking control C, control V, and just killing their
Yeah.
creativity. So this is about responsibility, but it's a great tool, of course.
Okay,
Okay.
okay,
Uh,
but well, um, I have a concern about the school where I work because I don't know if it's a good idea for primary students to use AI to generate ideas, pictures. Uh, I don't know. Mm, Maybe the use of technology could replace human experiences like creativity, like imagination, like critical thinking, problem solving skills. I'm concerned about that because I don't want my kids to to be dependent on technology.
okay.
Yes,
But if we are,
I mhm, I disagree with the professor because he said it's not about age. I do think it's about age because if we as adults are not responsible enough when using that, how can we expect children to be responsible? They don't even know what that means. So, and I agree with the teacher, like the concern he has, because it's. I mean, I wouldn't let if I were a teacher or a professor, I wouldn't let children to use that because I mean they need to develop their own skills, and AI could do almost everything. So that means like the brain doesn't have to work the way it is supposed to work in order to have a good development. So I think it is about age too. And for example, in my case as an employer, I think in the case of work, when students are working, and there are some really useful tools, but it is I think I would mm, I would say that people could use AI in work, but in very specific topics too, very very specific, because I think it's too much freedom for using AI. It's not a good thing to do.
Yeah, and I got some kind of idea of classification. For example, um, children from 5 to 8 years old, they could use interactive games.
Mhm.
Then, for teenagers, no, sorry, for kids from 9 to 14 years old, so they could start to use chatbots, um, maybe ChatGPT, I don't know. For teenagers and adults, they could use more advanced AI tools. Well, this is some kind of classification for students, but well, as you said before, it's more, as James said before, is more a thing of responsibility. Yes, and well,
Yeah, You know, sorry, I would like to say something, a brief comment. So the idea is, you know, what is the problem when students or teachers are using AI? It's about get distracted because it's about multitask. So you are using ChatGPT, but at the same time you are checking social media, and you are going to get distracted. So I think this is a key point. That's why many schools don't allow to use devices.
No.
That's why, maybe because they students get distracted, they are not using properly, they are using just so maybe they want to hang out or just checking social media.
And that happens to
Okay,
everyone, not only
Yeah,
students, but
yeah, not
also
not only students, yeah.
for teachers, for professors, for
Yeah, for
employees.
everyone, yeah.
Even this technology could could distract employees. Uh,
well,
Exactly.
as a student, I have seen that there is, I talk from my own experience and from my partners or classmates, that we are or feel something confused when we want something, we need something, but we can to express that idea, and we can to write down that on GPT, for example, we can prompt in a right way what we need. Okay, so that is a reality. We need to improve our learning, and this is a tool for that. So I think maybe we need some guidelines, something like that, to learn how to write or how to express what we need, and write and say what we need from GPT. Not just an ask a question, not just some explanations, but the all things that we required in a task, and how we to interact with that. So my point is how to use Gen AI in an effective and productive way, something like that.
Okay, okay,
Mhm.
it's a
Yes,
great point.
Yeah.
Okay,
yes.
go
I
ahead.
think that this technology is here to stay. So I think that we should all use them and try to use it in the best way as possible.
Yeah, and
So
for example, I am as a teachers, it's a great tool. Okay, about you know, planning classes, creating exercises,
Mhm.
creating engaging students. So I think as a teacher, it's a great tool.
yeah, and we must find the balance between creativity and automation. Yeah, it's impossible to avoid using AI in the classrooms. Yeah, and well, but yeah, it's important to integrate both things. Yeah, in our classrooms, in our schools, universities. Well, and well, I think the most important is to use technology as a support. Not allow technology to replace the creativity, imagination, critical self-thinking, but well, we must use it as a support, as teachers or as professors. Well, as students, as employees. Well, that's what I think.
Exactly. I think this is a great summary. So it doesn't going to replace human being. It's just about helping us, um, teacher, students, everyone. So I think this is a great summary.
Yeah, I think, and it also can, it is really helpful. And as it says, I think it's also necessary, like a challenge, like an opportunity. First, that the teachers and professors be really conscious, and to have some kind of information about it, how to use it, when to use it, when it's correct, when it's incorrect, when can they know whether a student is using AI or not. That is also something very helpful, very useful, because if we use it pretty good inside the classroom, I mean, when people is working, I think they are also going to have really good skills, because I think using AI properly, it is going to become a skills in the future. So yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So we ran out of time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you
Thank you,
so
everyone.
much.
Okay, everyone,
Bye
it's
bye.
been a pleasure to discuss this topic with you. So have a great rest of the day. Thank you for